had the whole spreadsheet. I wrote schools, deposits, how many years it is, what's their tuition payment, what's their payment plan. I had the whole paper. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Dike's channel. So, in my previous video, where I'm going to link somewhere here, I talked about the depression, the anxiety, PTSD that we all get from this jackpot, especially to the UK, and for study visa, the process, how we feel and everything. So now I have ranted in that previous video, so now I want to provide solution, because in that previous video I didn't provide solutions. I just said everything that I went through, and so I just talked about some things on how to avoid it, but I didn't go into details. But today I'm going to be talking about the things to consider, as the topic suggests, things that you must consider before choosing a school in the United Kingdom. For my returning subscribers, welcome guys, I love you. I am here for you. I continue to educate you guys and share my experience and tell you how it went for me and help you guys on how it can be better. And for my new subscribers, welcome. If you have seen this video for the first time, you've missed it. If there's a first video that you've missed, that I'll probably link somewhere that you should watch. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, ask me all the questions you want to ask me. Ask me anything, really. Ask me anything and I would respond. Okay, so let's get right into the video. So first of all, I have a whole list of things that I've written down. So if I'm looking down, just so that I'm looking at my book. First of all, the first thing you should consider, oh by the way, this video is just for UK schools, not Canada. I think it can apply to other schools in other countries, but I am saying it particularly to the United Kingdom, UK, and for studying. So the first thing you should consider is your course of study. What do you want to study? I mean, you have to be decisive. Which you don't actually have to be decisive. You can have two courses, one that you're sure of and a backup. I know I'd add a backup. My main course was architecture and my backup was interior architecture or interior design. It's the same field, but I applied to both architecture and interior design just in case it. And one was 2 years, one was 1 year, and I applied to different schools. So just know what you want to know, the course. Not be particular. Be English. Be intentional. Yeah, be intentional about the course you want to study. Because I know some people just want to go outside of the country and pick any course. I mean, the cocoa is to japa, but when the going gets tough, or when the going gets tough, when the going gets tough, you need motivation and strong will to be able to continue. If it's a course you're not interested in, you will just fall down along the way and forget about it. Anyways, that's not the point. First of all, you have to know what course you want to study. Secondly, you pick your location. Now, so people already have a university of choice. People want to go to Harvard, Edinburgh, Birmingham, all these big universities. So if you already have the university that you want to go to, you already have your choice of studying. That means you already have the university you want to go to. Like you have a list of university you already want to go to. Then you don't need to consider location, because I mean, before you have before you can select those universities, you should have considered the location. But if you are just like me and you don't know any school in the United Kingdom and you're just coming, consider location. Now, under location, you think of cost of living, you think of the accommodation, and you think of employability rates. Now, most people want to live close to London. Most people want to live close to Manchester, the bubbling cities. So people that enjoy their social life, so they want to stay where there is plenty of social life. There's some people that do not like noise and they just want to stay in a serene environment that there's not a lot of activities. So you choose your location according to your preferences. There are places that are very expensive to live. Places like London, Manchester, Birmingham, Those places are very expensive to live in. In these places, cost of living is high, but the employability rate makes sense. You will get job on time and they'll probably pay you better. But you have to know what, if you think, okay, I can pay, it depends on what you are earning. If you think you can live somewhere that the cost of living is high, that's fine. Then you pick your universities based on those things. In short, what I'm trying to say is that consider the location. After you've done that and you've shortlisted universities based on the location, so let's say you pick 3 universities. Now you now go to their website, go online, their ratings. Is this university rated high? Go to their ratings of the university and also particular to your course. You have to check the ratings particularly to your course. And the rating is not just enough. You don't want to go to university just to go and, you don't want to go to the UK just to go and study and not have a good grade, or not go to university where the courses are accredited. That brings me to my 4th point. Make sure the courses you are going for in that particular university you have chosen, or the universities you have chosen, are accredited. Accredited means they are recognized by higher body. You ensure that you're not going to do double work and be stressing yourself up and down. Make sure that the course you are going for is accredited in the school of your choice. Now, once that is done and you have sorted that out, you now go to tuition fee. Can you afford it? Is it affordable? There's something that I can pay. Like my course in some schools is 1 year, in some schools is 2 years. So you look at, what you can afford. There are schools that are very cheap, like 11,000, and they still give you discounts of 3,500, 1,500, 2,000. So once you've shortlisted those schools from the location to accreditation, like I said, your shortlisted school can be 50. It does not have to be 3 or 4. Your shortlisted school can be as many as possible. But once you've shortlisted it, just make sure that you check the tuition fee, how much you're paying, how much for scholarship. Are they going to give you discount? Is it discount for everybody, or is it conditional to some people? These are things that you have to consider, because there's some discounts that they pay you 5,000 discount, but it is conditional, or it's not for everybody, or it is given first come first serve basis. So you have to be sure. So you think about your tuition fee. Do they give discounts and they give scholarship? Because there are some schools that they don't even put their scholarships on their website. You find the scholarships on another website. Maybe you have to write an essay to get another 3,000 extra scholarship. So you should research about these things, because everything to cut costs, really. So once you've shortlisted and you've chosen according to the location, your rates, and how they are rated, accreditation, then you think about the tuition fee. The tuition fee, the discounts, the scholarship, all of these things should be put into consideration. By the time you reach this stage, so you should have, cut, shortlisted out of the ones you've selected also. This is why I say the shortlisted schools can be as much as possible. Just make sure that you consider all of these things. Now, the next thing is payment plan. So there are schools that want you to pay more than about 70% before you resume on campus. There are schools that you just pay the first tuition payment deposit, and you have about 7 installments. There are schools that want you to pay everything at once before you go to the UK. So all these things you need to consider. Can I pay everything at once? Is 7 installments enough for me, or do I need extra? Or can I pay 70% before I resume? Now, not just the payment plan. There are schools that they want you to pay as high as 6,000 deposits. You also need to consider those things. There are schools that their tuition deposit is 1,500. What I mean by tuition deposit is the first payment you make for them to consider you as a serious person that is interested in their school. This payment ensures them that, okay, you are interested in their school and you want to go to their school. So some people's payments are as low as £1,500, and it goes as high as £6,300, depending on the school. I applied to one school, and the school fees was £10,000 for the entire year. 10,000. but the tuition deposit was 6,300. Now that was too much for me. The school fees was cheap, which was fine, but 6,300 deposits at once was a lot for me. So I had to cut them, cut them away, because it could not work for me. That's what I'm trying to say. The school fees might be cheap, but you also need to consider the payment plan. Is the first deposit achievable? Can I pay this amount now? What is their payment plan after I've paid those fees? There are schools that maybe their school fees is 16,000, your first deposit is 4,000, but they still want you to pay 70% before enrollment. That is 70% before September, before you get on campus. You might get your cash from paying 4,000, but they will not allow you on campus if you don't pay 70%. Now, those type of payment plan, I do not support because it's wickedness. What is that? So that's why I said consider the payment plan. Another thing to consider is the deadlines. Deadline for your intake. Now, deadline in the sense that, okay, now I know their payment plan, I know their tuition fee. What is the deadline to make this deposit? What's the deadline to submit my application? What's the deadline to receive CAS for international students? What is the deadline to get to the school? What is the deadline for them to, approve my document or submit my supporting documents? Because some schools give offers that you need to submit extra documents, so you need to know their deadlines. So if you're planning to study September and you're doing your research by January, obviously you still have a lot of time. The world is your oyster. But if you're doing your research by April, May, and you're just starting your processes, you need to consider your deadlines, or whatever you're doing. As long as your start date for your course is 3 months or 4 months too, that is when you're starting to apply. You need to think about the deadlines, and you need to consider, would the hope it won't be too overwhelming for me? Hope I'll be able to meet up with this deadline, considering also that Form A is part of it. Because for me, if you are paying through Form A in Nigeria, it takes about a month and a half. So you need to put all these things in consideration. Look at that deadline. Can it work for you? Is this something that you can meet up with? If the date you wish to resume in September, but you've seen through the deadline and you see that you can't meet up to it, don't even bother stressing yourself to apply for that September. See, when you do things, when it becomes so overwhelming for you, you'll be too stressed. And I know Nigerians were used to stress, but this one is too much stress that you cannot handle. So it's better to just go to the next intake that you think, okay, this can work for me, and be sure that your school has that intake. For my course architecture, there is only September intake for my school, at least. Only September intake. So if you don't apply this September, my dear, until next year September, there are courses that their intakes are only September and January. There are courses that their intake are March, September, January. There are courses that their intake are March, September, November, January. So be sure about your course, and be sure about if your course has another intake, separate from the one you were planning to go for, or if you don't have enough time, if you are willing to go for the next intake, just be aware of the intakes that your school or the school of your choice is offering. So once you've done all of this, the next thing to consider is the application process. Now let's do a quick recap. First of all, your course of study. Secondly, your location, and about the rates, their ranking and acceptance rate of the school. Go to the accreditation. We make sure that your courses are accredited. This is a very important point. You cannot come and leave Nigeria and go and suffer. Then you not graduate finish. You now have to go and do another exam because you didn't do the proper research before you started in that university. Then you look at the discount and scholarship about your school, then the tuition fee, the payment plan, and the deadlines in terms of when can I resume, what intake can I resume. Now, the application process is a very important part that I will always scream about, because most people don't know this. They just tell you that, oh, pay your tuition fee and this is, but the application process is far more important than everything I have listed above, honestly, which are apart from accreditation. Okay, let me not just say that, but it is a very, 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 very important thing that we tend to skip. I know I skipped it. Almost everybody skips it, especially if you are doing your processes by yourself. These are things that I have seen a lot of YouTube videos, and they don't tell me that, oh, I should be taking all these things, because I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I started my process. So know the application process of your school. Ensure that you need, and I know it might look like, oh, what am I supposed to need? There are Telegram groups, my dear. Plenty Telegram groups that you can join. And I linked it in my previous video, but I'll link it here also. You guys can join. I'll find the schools that I can find and drop their Telegram groups. Once you join these Telegram groups, you don't even need to say anything. Just go to the search button and put the keyword CAS, conditional offer, unconditional offer, interview, cash shield. All of those things, those are things that you should know about. Now, application processes. Some schools give unconditional offer straight. Some schools give conditional offer straight. These are things you should know about your school. Does my school give conditional offer then CAS? Or does my school give conditional offer, unconditional offer, then CAS? Or does my school give conditional offer, then CAS? Or is it just CAS straight, even though I've never seen that happen anyway? But you should know these things. There are schools that give conditional offer, unconditional offer, interview, then CAS. You know, there are schools that do conditional offer, unconditional offer, CAS shield, interview, then CAS. 5 stages before you eventually get to CAS. And I mean, the point of it is for you to get your CAS. Once you get your CAS, you apply for visa. So you need to know the processes that lead to getting the CAS. Know which is particular to the school you have chosen. Now, once you know that, know what their CAS process is like. Is it interview? Is it CAS shield? Is it both CAS shield and interview? Or do I even have to do none? Is all I have to do is request? Is that all I have to do? For my school, all I did was request. There was no interview, there was no CAS shield. All I needed to do was fill a form, request for it, and it got to me in 7 days. Life is not now. The first thing I said for admission process is unconditional and conditional offer. Know what your school is offering. Know the deadline. Know the CAS process. Is it CAS shield? Is it an interview? Or do I just request and get my CAS? I know these things. You have to know. It's not just like you go on and apply. But what I need lots of more processes. Okay. The next thing is contacting the school. Is it easy to talk to your school people? Is it easy to, if you send them a mail, will they respond to you like second day? If they don't respond to you that same day, will they respond to you like the second day? Can you do a live chat with them on their website? If you call them, hope it's not that they'll put you on hold for 600 minutes. I've called and they told me, oh, we have to put you on hold for 600 seconds. But the 600 seconds, how many seconds is in 1 minute? They're putting you on hold for 10 minutes. And my credit there is going on. So, know these things about your school. Know whether your school or the schools you shortlisted, if it's easy to contact them, if it's easy to talk to people in the school. There is Unibody. You can log in, find a student and talk to them, ask them anything. Those people are very friendly. I know I joined Unibody for Coventry and for my present university, and they were so helpful. Connected me to their student union. I spoke to them and they were so nice. So yeah, all these things are things that you need to consider. And in my next video, I will break these admission processes and talk about unconditional and conditional offer and what to do, how to go about it, about this conditional and unconditional offer. These are things that I would break down. But I just want you guys and anybody that is just planning to apply, even if you're planning to apply next year or next year, as long as it's in view, is in sight, you're seeing in the future, just know these processes. Know that these things, you don't just go online like I did. I went online, went to press cheap universities in the UK. I pity you. All those cheap universities, their payment plan is mad. They just say pay everything at once or not. So know their payment plan, or maybe the CAS will take 1 year before it comes out. Know your processes. Know these things. Okay. So we've come to the end of this video. If you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to ask me, please, my comment section is open for you guys to message me, ask anything you want to ask. I'm here for you. So know all of these things. If you think you're somebody that likes to jot things down, you can jot things down and break it into different parts. Okay, Edinburgh is a good university, but I think Manchester is better. The world is your oyster. I think this is starting to become my YouTube slang. The world is your oyster. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, like I said, please ask in the comment section. I am here for you. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Real MVP. And if you're a new subscriber, you're also welcome. I'll link my previous videos here or here on the description box, so you can watch everything about this moving to the UK. I just say that at the end of all my videos, I'll just be saying this, that everybody that's going to the UK or applying by yourself, or you're in the process of doing it, or you're presently doing it, you are the real MVP. I know it can be very stressful and tiring and overwhelming, and you don't have anybody to talk to, because these things are things that you have to keep to yourself, especially as if you're Nigerian. You keep it to yourself because you don't want your village people to drag you along the way, and you're keeping so many things, you're bottling so many emotions. I just want to say that you are not alone. We are here, we are plenty. I am feeling it. So now, presently as I'm talking, I am feeling it. I am stressed. So you are the real MVP, and you're gonna conquer it eventually. You are gonna conquer it, and we're going to meet in the United Kingdoms. You people, when you get there, just be saying it in my comment box that I have it. You care, where are you? Check our link up. That's how we should be. I just want, this process is too hard, and there are not enough people out there telling us. So I just want to say you are doing well. Yeah, making it in this world, and you become a conqueror by Jesus Christ's name. Anyways, that's all for today. Bye guys.